Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of the dogging knots and hitches. We are now dogmen / riggers, so we call them hitches. The first one, and it's always good to have something to, work around as opposed to trying to tie the ropes in mid-air. So just when we're starting out, probably the most difficult one I'll cover first. It's called a bowline. Fantastic knot, million to one uses, used in sailing, rigging, dogging, mountain climbing, all the kind of aspects. The reason being is that it's the one knot that no matter how much load gets put on it, it's always going to be able to be undone. Right, so start by just taking your rope around whatever it is that you're trying to terminate. In this case, I'm going to go to the scaffold here. Okay, now what I like to do is I've always got this rope in my left hand and where I'm going to create my loop in my right hand. Now if I pinch the rope and do a clockwise turn, it automatically sets up my loop every time in the correct fashion, and that's the most important part about the bowline when you're trying to tie one, is that the loop is set up correctly. And I'll show you why. If I do this the wrong way and I end up with the original rope sitting on top of the loop, when I come through, so the other thing with bowlines, the rabbit comes out of the hole, goes around the back of the tree and back through the hole. If I haven't had that original loop, look what happens. It just disappears on you. So I'll show you that again. Basically we go around the scaffold, take your rope with the right hand, do a clockwise turn, and that's going to set up the loop correctly with the loop over the top of the other rope. Rabbit comes out of the hole, goes around the back of the tree and back through the hole. Now, at that point here, we have a lovely bowline. Right, no matter how tight I get this, if you ever want to undo it, just simply rotate it and bring that loop down. It'll always come undone on you. So that was the bowline. We use the bowline for securing loads onto anything. You can also use it, if you just tie one in the air, and you can use it to get yourself a loop on the end of your tag line. How that becomes useful once you have a bowline. Right, and the bowline's always unique because you can always see it's just got a nice shape to it. If it doesn't look right, then generally speaking it's not done right. But once I have a loop, it becomes really quick. I can just throw that loop around something and automatically I've got a termination point really quick in a hurry if you want to have a loop set up. If you're going around something that you don't want necessarily to have the rope tied up against, you can even run a chain through that, attach it to your load, then take it out as Matt said, do your hitch around the back of the load, lock that off, and then you've got your tag line. The next one we've got is called a sheet bend. Okay, so the sheet bend is used to join two pieces of rope together. You've got a double sheet bend and a single sheet bend, but for what we're going to do today is just a single sheet bend. All it requires is we take a bite of the rope. When I say bite, it's just a loop. So I've got my bite. I'm going to come up out of that loop, go away from myself, come back from the other side, and then just pop a little bit of slack up and stick it through there, through that loop that you've created. And that is the sheet bend. One more time. Okay, so once again, just take a bite of rope. So you've got a loop, doesn't matter where. Grab the end of your rope, so up, through, and I'll go the different direction to show you that it doesn't matter. So this time I've gone around the back, and you go all the way around that bite and back under yourself. So when I say under yourself, I'm going underneath my rope that I've just pulled through that loop. And there we have it, a sheet bend. Okay. Last knot is the clove hitch. Clove hitch is very simple. Alright, you go around something. Now it doesn't matter where I go over the top or underneath. The only thing that matters is that when I go back around, I come out the opposite side, so that you can see that the rope's going in one direction, this rope's going in the other direction. It can sometimes be very easily mistaken for a different kind of knot in which we go back the opposite direction. Right, you can clearly see that both ropes are heading in the same direction, so that's incorrect. So I'll just do that one more time. So this time I went under, this time I'll go over. So I'm just going around my object, going around again, and all that matters is that I go through a different direction. And it ends up, like I said, one rope going one way, the other rope going the other way, and that's your clove hitch.
Are you doing a horizontal?
So that's on the vertical. We can do a horizontal, same sort of thing. So I go over, and like I said, it doesn't matter whether we go left or right here, just so long as the next time that we come round, we go the different direction. So I've come around, I'll go back over my load again, and so long as I've left a hole here, it's very easy to see. When I come back through, I'm just going to go through that loop that I've created, and there we go. Ropes going in different directions. There's your clove hitch.